Testing. Hello? One, two. Looks like it's working. Hey everyone. So we're over here at the workbench. I do have some stuff I was gonna do on here. Looking to do work on at least identifying which of my Commodore 64s are gonna be the one I'm gonna use for this project. So I'm gonna bring them to the bench and then open them up and just check and make sure stuff inside looks good. And then we're gonna potentially start pulling keys off one of them to put the new custom keys I have on. My goal is to restore this one that was damaged a long time ago. Actually, when I lived at my old place, this is during the pandemic, I had one shipped to me and it got shattered in shipping. So the plan, I'll lower my chair too. Oh well. There we go. Watch, I'm gonna like hurt my, oh wait, that's, oh yeah, there we go. I felt like I was towering above you all. Anyway, so the one that got shattered, the components inside seemed to be okay, but it was shipped also with like its original power supply, which you're not supposed to use on Commodore 64s. So I have one that I bought from the Vintage Computer Festival that I should be able to plug in, and we can potentially even turn that on tonight and see if it's all working. But the goal is to essentially just get a workbench stream and get things established over here again as a place for me to stream from. That fundraiser we were doing, which will be on the next screen, for the parts for the mic. So right now what I did, this is my Elgato mic that I normally have for my gaming over there. And so I had to, you know, unplug it and put it on this little stand for this. But the Wave mic arm was fully funded, but they didn't ship it. So I messaged them and I got a support email back saying they were so sorry. Somehow it was missed. You know, it came in electronically and they just missed it. So it is going to get shipped out this week. So then I won't have to manually bring this mic over here anymore, and we'll use the new one that was funded by you all. So I have two of these. So there will be one in this corner all the time that I can slide over for the workbench, or slide this way for when I'm doing stuff on this wall of retro stuff. So I'm excited to be able to do that. Let's see. I'm wearing a retro mod style dress because my hair, this is day 2, and I just ruined the bump by putting my headset on so I can hear the music. But this was a nice 1960s style hair that my friend Nikki at the salon did. Let's see if we can, it's still there sort of. So anyway, we had fun with that, and I figured what better time to do a retro stream than while my hair still is styled a little bit retro. So, and one of the reasons I started late was I was setting up this is a iced coffee that I made for myself. Unfortunately, I used the wrong size coffee cup and it overfilled, and I was trying to clean it up with Kleenex because I'm out of paper towels. This is my life. But we're here. And I haven't had any alcohol or hard cider in weeks. I need to get some more hard cider at some point, but that's probably a good thing. So hopefully everyone's doing well. My plan is to have Star Citizen running during this, but not on screen. The combat was kind of not working anyway while I'm working on Combat 2.0, so you can still do your cargo runs, still do patrols and stuff and get paid for those in Star Citizen while we do fun stuff on the workbench. But this is essentially, I don't think anything earth-shattering is going to happen tonight while I work on this. It's more of a prep for doing the actual build of this Commodore 64 when I have everything figured out, like which one I'm gonna do and stuff. So I think what I might do, I'm gonna go to the Be Right Back screen just for a second while I grab things and put them on the bench, and then we'll switch to the bench view. I'll still be on camera over off to the side, but that way we can kind of get going here. So hopefully you're all strapped in for retro time instead of Star Citizen. I know it's really cool that I think the NDA period for Evocati is ending. So tomorrow for Star Citizen, I might be playing and streaming the PTU. I just want to double check that I can. But I was able to play Evocati PTU this past week, and it's fun. That's all I'll say. So, all right. See you all in just a sec. I'm gonna go to the Be Right Back screen. Testing. There's the right audio. Okay, good. All right, so this was the mess that I got in shipping. The poor thing. Oh, there's an ad break. We'll wait a few moments for the ad break on Twitch. And let's see, I wonder if the YouTube chat monitoring is working. Hopefully. If anyone wants to go over to YouTube and just do a quick hello to help me test to see if the chat's coming up on my multi-chat. That'd be helpful. If you can even hear me while the ad break's going. All right, ad break is finished, supposedly. So, this is what came in the mail a couple years ago for me, and it was really disappointing. I have other Commodore 64s as I slam the thing down. The keyboard should be working fine. It was essentially the old plastic that just completely shattered because somebody did not know how to package this and did not know it was going to be brittle plastic. I kept it all. It's not like I'm going to glue it together though. That's not going to... It'll be like that scene on the Brady Bunch where Peter ends up gluing back a vase back together. And that's just not going to happen. So, yes, there are 3D printable C64 cases out there, but my plan for this is to use... I have a non-functional Commodore VIC-20 in addition to my VIC-20 that works. So I was thinking what I would do, because the bread bins for the VIC-20 and the Commodore 64 are very similar. We're gonna test fit the motherboard from this one in it. Once I make sure this motherboard is the one I want to use, because I actually have 2 other C64s in addition to this one. I've been kind of building them up over the last couple of years to do some stuff with them. One of them I want to be like a permanent display one. This one I want to be kind of a custom one with special keys. I have these white and pink, like fuchsia colored keys. So it's going to be almost like a Barbie C64, just because I wanted to do that, and because this happened. I didn't buy the keys until after this happened, because I figured I would be putting it in a different case anyway. So anyway, so the way I stored this wasn't great either, but everything in here, for the most part, looks okay. Like there's no green corrosion happening. One of the things that could happen a lot with Commodore 64s though, if you watch other YouTubers who repair them, is like the memory chips can go bad. And like the memory is right over here, the RAM. But this particular one has a lot of the these aren't the ones that are known to go bad, so I definitely want to keep using this motherboard if I can. I think it's going to be good. And like all these little caps are still intact, even though, you know, the shipping thing happened. None of these are bulging or anything. I'm probably going to take the shield off too. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the motherboard out of this case entirely. We'll just kind of set aside the keyboard on the top here. Like this is just set in here. But if you want to see how bad the poor top ended up, it's this. It's so sad to see that label on something that's not gonna be usable. But like I'll peel that off and I'll take the LED out for the power and everything. I'll save whatever I can from this. Again, it's not my fault that happened. But we'll do what we can with it and keep it going. Let's see. So yeah, the keyboard. Honestly, this keyboard's going to be fine too, but what I'm probably going to end up doing is having to get all these mounts off of here. And then, like I said, I'm either going to replace the keys on this one, or I have another one that's back there that I might just pull the things off. But if I'm going to be popping keys off of a keyboard, I almost would rather use this one because of the fact that it's from a damaged machine. And then, you know, if I make a mistake or break one of the plastic, geez, my mind's drawing a blank. A post, it's like a little post for the key. If I break that on there, then it's less of a worry. But yeah, these shields aren't really all that necessary anymore, the RF shields, especially if you're going to be not using the TV output. But let's turn it this way. Camera's kind of far away. I don't have a fancy like DSLR camera or anything to zoom in on these things for you, but overall, like the motherboard, nice and shiny. I think it's still looking pretty good. There's no bent pins. As I say that though, I think that one's meant to be gone. There does seem to be a pin missing on the keyboard, where the keyboard attaches, unless that's always gone. I'll have to look at another one for comparison. Let's see, is it stuck in here? No, it is. Okay, yeah, that's an open spot where there isn't even a way for the pin to go in here. So yeah, the pin does not need to be there. Hey, Dex Knight. By the way, I didn't really say hi to you all. Real quickly, let's say hi to the people who are here. Yuzin was here first. Congrats on winning Sigillian's giveaway, Yuzin. I saw that yesterday. Pentandra is here. Bone Salesman Moms. On Cody Schweitz. Jad. Goat Popsicle. How are you doing? Dennis Dobbins is here. The Viper, Marcus Kincaid. Fiber Limpa. Font 42. Oh, Zolner, good to see you. Lone Soldier. Zen and Tonic is here. AC3 Nightmare. No, the YouTube chat did not show up. So here, let me just launch Microsoft Edge, and I think there's a link I have on here to log back in. Let's see. Should be able to do that. So weird having my mouse cord isn't really long enough to have it on the side I'm used to. This mouse is attached to my streaming PC way back there. History. Plugin, that should be showing up here. Why aren't you showing up? Extension. I wonder if it like uninstalled it during an update. The bummer. Or did I have it in Firefox? Let's see. Extensions, plugins. It stinks. I'm gonna have to look into that multi-platform chat. So if you're on YouTube watching and you have questions for me, you may have to pop over to Twitch to ask them. I'm really sorry. I'll try and get that sorted out for next stream, next Workbench stream. All right. Do you want to see the keys? I almost feel like doing a quick show and tell of some of the stuff I've got for Commodore 64 that I want to mess with at some point once I have one of these up and running for us to play with. So there's a few things here that I've been kind of gathering. for retro streams. So this is one of them. This is a Commodore 64 dead test cartridge. Well, yeah, cartridge. And so this is useful if I start having problems and I can't figure out why it won't, SC64 won't boot. So that's handy. And then we have the Epix Fast Load Commodore 64 cartridge as well. There we go. Let's get a better look at this too. You can find these on like eBay, and it's not going to focus, is it? There. So probably gonna put this back in this static free stuff though. Oops. Chat was paused due to scrolling. There we go. And oh, this is just my Arduino 5-volt Arduino. This is for a different project. Let's put that up here for later. And this was another dead test cartridge, just in case this one isn't helping me. I have two. So and then these are so cool. So this is something you can get. Where'd the music stop? Oh. So check this out. This is modeled after the Commodore 1541 disk drive, but it's a teeny tiny SSD reader. Come on, focus. These. There's just not enough surface area to focus on it, I guess. But yeah, as I go cross-eyed to try and read it, it's the TFW8B. I forget the exact name of it. It's been so long since I ordered this, my gosh, and I haven't even been able to play with it yet. But it essentially will act like the Commodore 1541 drive. So, which I do have a 1541 drive I want to still try and use, because I have 5¼ inch floppies for the Commodore 64 that I want to install. Oh, that's right. TFW8B stands for the future was 8-bit. That's the website. Never mind what that came from. That wasn't a model number. There's a little SSD card that came with it. So, now after pulling all of this out, I should put it all back. I'm paranoid about keeping things in static holders here, anti-static. The SSD is more important than the other things. Doing all this retro stuff, like some of it, when I stream live, I feel like I have to do more showing and talking about things rather than just kind of doing the work, and so everything takes me longer and all that, but doing it live is motivation for me to actually get the projects done that I want to do. So we're live today for this. My goodness, why? It's like a constant scroll going on with this mouse. Won't be paused. Okay. So now we put that over here. Let's get this out of here. And you all know how well, some of you know how I took a break from doing a lot of the retro stuff when my dad passed away. This was a screwdriver my dad gave me, an all trade screwdriver. It's old. And while we're doing this, we're going to use one of my handy little yogurt cups for all the screws so I don't lose them. And I probably should wear an anti-static thing on my wrist, but this desk is metal and literally my knees are touching the metal of the desk constantly while I sit here. So, or the workbench, I should say. It's not exactly a desk, so it's not super comfortable to sit at, but I believe I'm grounded properly. So I don't think we have to worry about me static shocking the motherboard. So this screw does not want to, it's just spinning. Is it already loose? Oh, it's one of the broken. Okay, so I'm gonna need tweezers. So this is one of the broken pieces of plastic here. That's gonna just sit and spin as I try and unscrew it. See that? So in order to get that out, I need needle nose pliers. I think I have some behind me here. Let me just grab them. Where did they go? They may be upstairs. Will you all behave if I just run upstairs and get them? I'll be right back. Hopefully my legs sticking to the chair when I stood up wasn't too awkward of a sound for y'all. It's warm here today. It's like 84 degrees. Thankfully not in here. I do have pretty good air conditioning. Yeah, you're not supposed to. The Elgato mic is pretty good about filtering out sounds. Alright, so I have two options. Standard pliers, and then I have my needle nose. So let's get this off. Try these because I can sort of lock them into place. I do also have these pink rubber gloves I can put on while touching all this stuff. But for right now, just getting this off, I'm not too worried about it. And those aren't going to grip well. There we go. That's holding. That's holding, and then I let all the weight go on it. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Here, let's lift this up with a little mouse pad thingy. That way I can, yeah, this will work. Okay, now I can grip this side, although now it's off camera. Let's do it right about there. Rip. Music, don't be doing this to me. Why are you stopping? There's barely an edge on this here, let me just get this screw off and I'll make sure the music keeps going. Come on. Spin. Wow, there's not much to grab hold of on that plastic that broke. Again, if you weren't here at the beginning, the reason there's broken plastic all over this Commodore 64 is from shipping, not from me. Here we go. I think it's starting to go. Nope, it's just spinning again. Right here. Let's get that music going. Yeah. Maybe I should leave that for last till I'm just working with the metal piece. Can you see how there's like barely anything to grab hold of on that? Although maybe I can just brace it against the metal like that. That might work. Let's see. I don't want the whole motherboard to fall again. I'm trying to show you all while I fight with it. Righty tighty lefty loosey is a little hard to do when it's at this angle. Let it go. I gotta be careful too because I don't want to damage the motherboard traces. Ooh. There we go, I think. He's lifting higher. Okay, it did move a little further. Now maybe I can... Be so careful, I don't want to damage the board. I need like a vice grip on the side or I need another pair of hands. But I live alone. Alright, let's see. You know what, let's get the rest of this off first. Be less things in the way. That one's not broken too, is it? Hope not. They really did a number on this with the shipping. Let's go. Okay, yeah, that's broken too. This is gonna be so fun to fight with these things. Oh, I didn't say what assembly number and stuff this is. Alright, this screw's coming off, thankfully. Real quickly, I want to see if I can get that multi-chat working. There's a thing in the settings for it. I thought. Tools. No. I think that plugin is just supposed to work. It was working when I first started doing YouTube on here. I don't know. That's annoying though. NDI thing? View monitor. No, that's for the VLC stuff that I do. Okay, never mind. Just gonna have to fight with it later. If any of the mods are here and if you don't mind sitting in YouTube and letting people know if they try to talk to me, they can message me on Twitch to ask any questions. I'd appreciate it. All right. Hey, Lady Starloress. I'm poking around in a Commodore 64, so yes, I'm having a good evening. Just fun stuff to do. Although these screws are pissing me off. So it's free, but you're gonna see the other broken plastic. So here's where the plastic broke on that screw mount. This one is basically shattered too, but it's somehow unscrewed before that happened. Yeah, poor case, it's just done. So, but that's okay because we're not going to use it for the final use of this machine. That stuff will likely end up in the garbage. Although, I don't know. will I ever need a, look, it's broken there, it's broken on the corner. The mounts are broken. Probably just gonna break. I'm gonna have to toss this. Right, for right now, I'll set it down here. I have to wash my hands really well tonight. So let's lift this up to the camera. All right, so let's see. It says 1983 Commodore International, Commodore 64, assembly number 250407, artwork number 251137, Rev 8. And when it comes to the RAM, what is the, you can tell I have to like close one eye to see up close because this eye sees far, this eye sees close. So I have like, I have dual purpose eyeballs. So don't make fun of me. But this one, yeah, I don't see the memory name type for the RAM. There is a MOS. There's at least one MOS chip. That's not good. I think the MOS are the ones that can go bad. Potentially. But these like 25 volts like batteries here and things, they look okay. Or is that a capacitor? I use the wrong terminology for things and get roasted on YouTube. But I don't claim to be an expert on these. I just have an affinity for 8-bit machines and I feel competent enough to work on them. And I do watch and kind of learn a lot from other YouTubers online on how to do this stuff. But we'll get this thing working if it's not working. The only thing I still need to do is get these dang screws off so I can... So here's on the back, you can see the plastic that was broken from the shipping. And the challenge is trying to get that screw to come off while it's just sitting there spinning in that plastic. Well, holding on to the plastic, I mean, with nothing to grip it. So yeah, these needle nose are my best bet, I think. Still. I gotta be careful just not to bend the pins here on anything. We'll try this again. Good grip for a little bit. And it's just falling apart. Like that plastic is just turning to dust while I try and pinch it. Here. Need some headway. One over there. I could potentially just like shatter that plastic more and make it fall off the screw. Your wife needs reading glasses. You swear she'd rather have surgery to lengthen her arms than go to the eye doctor. Oop, it's finally, look at that. I stopped paying attention to what I was doing and it started releasing. That's awesome. Okay, I got it. And there's the little teensy piece of plastic. I need a better camera for these workbench streams. That'll be the next fundraiser, I guess. It's just not going to focus. All right, one more to go. And then all the screws are off. We'll turn this way. And we'll grip with the left hand. Maybe. That's gonna fall. Let's do it the other way. I'm more talented with my right hand. There we go. Don't fall. Nope. There's not much to hold on to. Let's try pinching there. That might do it. It can just snap off though. Oh, there we go. Made a little headway. I think I got it. Yay! All the screws are free. And look, right at the end, that plastic split in two pieces. $19.83, so we're talking 41-year-old plastic. Yeah, 41 years. Oh. And my first computer was one before this. The Commodore VIC-20. Alright. So is that... Looks like the fuse is still good there. Fuse socketed chips here. They're still pushed in all the way. This one's got a socket. It would be really nice to power this up and see if it works. But first, let's talk through, because I'm gonna have to hook up some other things before we can do that. Let's go over my plan for this thing and the case I'm gonna probably put it in. So I can just grab it. All right. Actually, yeah. Let me just grab this. Okay, so these are my options, but I don't intend to use this one just yet. This one is kind of a surprise case that I'm gonna, whatever Commodore 64 I don't put in this project, I'm gonna get one going for my son and give it to him. and this dark blue, and like it's like a cosmic blue and black painted case I ordered online. This is gonna be something I'm gonna give to him to have a retro computer. So anyway, that's the plan for this case, but just wanted to show it. But yeah, you can still find custom painted cases online. Oh goodness, I've got the stickers from this place. Let me find that because I want to give them a shout out. I don't know if you all can see me. I was literally climbing around back there, behind this wall. Kelsar Prime, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? We're doing a workbench stream here, so it's a retro night. Thank you so much for the raid, though. Were you playing in live on Star Citizen or PTU stuff? I think the PTU for Evocati is no longer NDA, or at least it's going to be very shortly. So I might be streaming Star Citizen from PTU tomorrow. Staring at your PU screen, can't do anything. Oh, isn't it weird how the server gets so bad right before a major release? Like, this isn't unheard of, that's for sure. So Kelsar, I had at the salon the other day, I did a 1960s hairdo, and that inspired me to do a retro stream. But you can't tell anymore because my headphones pushed it down, but I had like, this was all bumped up, like big hair, and it was really fun. So I took a bunch of photos outside during like the golden hour and all that fun stuff. Good times. But there's so much hairspray in my hair. Oh no, an ad break. So now only the I should have shut off the freaking ad breaks for a workbench stream. I have got to remember to fix my YouTube chat too for this. Here, I'm gonna open this up while we're on the ad break, and then we can kind of show people when we get back what it is. No problem, Kelsar. Thank you for lurking. right, ad break is almost done. Wasn't sure if you heard me, Kelsar, but thank you so much for the raid again, and yeah, go get some dinner. You'll be listening? Oh, good. Okay. Well, this is a very special power supply that I got from the Vintage Computer Festival Midwest 2 years ago, actually. And I'm just now going to be using it for this project. It's got bubble wrap, so if you're hearing pops, I'm sorry. Actually, if I talk, well, there you go. Bubble wrap. So they call it the new brick. Let me turn it so you can read. New brick. So it's a safe power supply for the Commodore 64 because the old Commodore 64s have their power supplies have an issue where if it's due to age and whatever else, eventually they go bad, and what they can do is send the wrong voltage into the motherboard and fry your Commodore 64. So none of my Commodore 64 machines have ever been run on the original power supply because, again, I never had a Commodore 64 until a few years ago when I started buying some from like eBay and Goodwill and stuff, and because I always had the Commodore VIC-20, so we kind of skipped over the 64 and then went to an Apple IIe. That was kind of our computer journey back then. So but I am familiar with Lodestar 8.1 because my friend had a the 1541 disk drive. So yeah, with the Commodore VIC-20, I have behind me, you can actually see it. There's one right there. I have two different cassette players, cassette tape, well, you know, players and recorders for the Commodore VIC-20s. So again, this is, I think this case was the actual original Commodore VIC-20 I had when I was like 9 years old learning to program in BASIC. And the other one there is kind of my show one that it just was a better case and looked better and was in better shape. That's the one I use for streams. But this one has some issues. And this is the case I think I'm going to end up using for the Commodore 64 sort of rebuild because of what happened with that. For those of you who just got here in the raid, can I show you this easily? The reason, sorry, I need a drink. The reason I'm putting this Commodore 64 in a different case, and the bread bins are similar. So this is the Commodore VIC-20 bread bin. It's a little higher, but it's essentially still able to be used for the C64. The keyboards even were very similar between the two machines. So this was the keyboard from this Commodore 64, and what people were watching me do is just get that out of the bread bin that had been shattered by shipping. And this was years ago that this happened, and I've just held on to it. I knew I would do a project with it and sort of get it going again in a different case. So here is here is the original case. You can see where the pieces of plastic would line up there. So, you know, we could Gorilla Glue the thing, but no, we're not going to do that. But yeah, brittle plastic, you know, old machine, and it was very poorly packaged for shipping. And I thankfully was able to get my money back on that purchase, which isn't always a guarantee. But yeah, it was so poorly packaged that it was totally their fault, and I showed them how it was packaged and photos and stuff. So anyway, my plan, and the reason I brought these over to show you, is to clean up this case. I still have to completely undo the screws on here though and get the original VIC-20 motherboard out. And we still need to test this to make sure that this Commodore 64 motherboard is working perfectly. But I have these sets of keys. This is the kind of thing you can get if you go to like the Vintage Computer Festival. I mean, you can order them online too if you are lucky enough to find them. But there's been limited runs of C64 keys done by a few different companies, the quality of which are kind of all over the map. But these were from a particularly good run of them. And look, they're fuchsia, which of course I love. So my plan is to, I'm really trying to decide if I want to just, I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go all fuchsia keys. It's going to be fuchsia for the letter keys and the space bar. Actually, maybe not even the space bar because I have a white space bar too. But the function keys on the side here are going to be white keys so that it's not all just pink and then the white case. I think. We'll see when I start actually putting it all on there, what I decide to do. And I think I'm going to do that all on like a live stream, or it might be on a recorded video that I end up putting on YouTube later on my YouTube channel. But just so you all know, the YouTube channel, it's kind of a mixed content channel. It's both for Star Citizen games or gameplay. I do Rocket League videos from time to time, but the main reason I started my YouTube channel was called the Retro Alcove always, and I kind of got away from doing the videos for a little while, for like a year, because my dad passed away and all this stuff, he's like, his memories are deeply embedded in all of it. So so when I work with it and stuff, it was emotionally hard that first year while kind of getting over, well, you never get over it, but while grieving from his loss. So, but I'm back to doing stuff with my retro PCs again and having fun with it again. So there's going to be a lot more content on YouTube that has to do with my retro computer collection. So if you want to see a partial list, you can do !retro in chat on Twitch. And if you're on YouTube and you're trying to talk to me, please come over to Twitch if you can to chat, because my YouTube multi-chat is not functioning for some reason. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry, I just can't see it. The only other option would be to like have my phone next to me and try and monitor it that way. But all right, next step for tonight at least. Wow, it's already is that 8:26? Is it only 26 minutes in since I went live? No, hour and 26. Jeez. You still have your Atari 2600? Nice. Yeah, mine's right here, right behind me. So that's Atari 2600. That's an Atari 800 XL. That's my Commodore VIC-20. That's my C64 that I think is going to be kind of my main one that I keep as original. Because I want to always have like one of each system that I care about as a sort of original, you know, as much as I can keep it original anyway. Like behind me is the keyboard for the Apple IIe. Alright, and of course you can just do emulators on your PC for a lot of this stuff if you really want a taste of nostalgia. And from time to time I'll even do a stream with using an emulator, but the cover for the video casing just was loose, I guess, on the VIC-20. Alright, which screw is still holding on here? That's weird, because it's not... Oh, okay. It was just... Be very careful. Brittle plastic. So much dust. Yuck. It's bad. Do I have it? So, I mean, in theory, yes. So the, I only have the one power brick that I was talking about, which you might have been upstairs. So you don't want to use your original Commodore 64 power supplies anymore because they can ruin the motherboards. So I only have this one. And like I said, the plan is to get this little project done where I have sort of a fun custom C64. And then that one here is currently unplugged and not turned on. There is, I have a Commodore 1541 disk drive for it. I have a bunch of software I got from the last Vintage Computer Festival for Commodore 64s that I want to use. So there's going to be probably quite a few C64 videos coming from my YouTube channel and streams. Hey, Morbid Mind. Yes, so there's two on here right now. This is the C64 motherboard I just took out of a shattered case that was broken in shipping years ago, and I've just held on to it until I had a project worthy of using this motherboard, which should still be fine. Oh, my music died. Let me get that going again. Also, let me know if the music's too loud, if you can hear me okay. I think it's at the right level. But I'm putting it in this white Commodore VIC-20 bread bin instead, and I'm going to remove this and put the C64 label on there because I wanted to use these custom fuchsia and white keys, and that would just look awful in a tan, you know, original color C64 case. So that's kind of what this project is. Hey, Lost Valor. You're here for realsies now? Good. You had an Amiga? Why did that was like the shortest music. Whoops. 26-second track, and then it stopped playing. There we go. You didn't have a computer till Windows 98? Good times. Yeah. Nice. I've got, so the cases here, the one right here is my 486 DX250 that I brought to Equinox. The one next to it, like right behind that one, is my Pentium 200. And then the one next to that is a Pentium 200 MMX that also has like some of the original Sound Blaster Live knobs and things on the front of it that I need to get working because I do have the proper sound card for it, but getting that to function has always been a hassle. So that one I don't really boot up much right now because it kind of works, but it's not done. There's just always so much to do, and I need to do an inventory of my actual collection because, you know, if you do an ! retro, you get a partial list, but I don't even have my IBM compatibles listed in there. I have that 486 I was working on the tabletop one that I was working on during another Workbench stream, and then I have two Pentium 3 machines that I'm going to build with cases to go with them. If I tally all the computers I have in my place, and again, I have to be very careful, like I don't want to ever get robbed because it's like irreplaceable stuff. I have about 40 machines, and not all of them are retro. Like I have a few laptops I would count in there too, but yeah, I have about 40 computers in this place, and of course they're not all plugged in and powered on all the time. I use those power centers, you know, so they're technically plugged in, but the master switch is powered off on the power centers. So in television, so when I was growing up, we had the original wood grain or fake wood grain Atari 2600, and then something went wrong with that one, so then my dad got on television to replace it because, you know, you could play pretty much all the games, I think, on both. So we had both, and then my Atari 2600 there is one I bought off somebody who was local to where I used to live. And it's a Vader one. They called it Darth Vader one because it's all black. But it is, you know, it's an original one too from that era. You had ColecoVision? Nice. Hey, Third Stream Gamer. I'm doing well, thank you. You know, I have so many of those controllers too because everyone you buy off like eBay or somewhere else, they either have a little issue going one direction or, yeah. And there are ways to clean them and get them working better. But my favorites were the Slick Sticks. Did you ever have a Slick Stick? They were smaller. They had a little orange knob on top of them. And they made a much better sound when you're using them. They made a nice little clicky sound when you were playing. I can grab one and show you all. I might even have one out here. Actually, they're back over here. So I have to... Behind both of these rows of shelves, I left about this much space so I can actually walk back there and fight with cords and things. But of course, I try to maximize space. So at the very end of this row, along the wall, I have to like wedge myself in, get down there. There's more storage where I put some stuff. And that's where all my Atari joysticks are. Oh. Artlist, I gotta write artlist.io a letter. A concerned Karen letter. Why is your player pausing constantly and not going on to the next song? It's driving me crazy. I'm trying to stream here. Yeah, I'll grab a couple of the controllers just for fun. All right, a little more show and tell since we're talking about controllers. And hopefully I didn't bring a spider over with me. So this is what happens to those Atari controllers. This is what everyone's end up looking like usually, where they get busted and or that rubber piece ends up coming off, but you still try and use it anyway. Like, so I have a couple that look like that, unfortunately. This, of course, is the original and what it's supposed to look like. For the Atari 2600. And this one, I couldn't even tell you if it works well or not. What I need to do is get it like a little sticker on the bottom and label the ones that work well and the ones that don't. And then this is the ones I'm talking about that were amazing. These were the best joysticks to have with an Atari 2600. And here's, I'm gonna have to like, because the noise gate won't let you hear this, I'm gonna have to be like counting while I do this so you'll hear it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear that sound? Like, it's a satisfying click, so you know that you're making contact. And the buttons on these were pretty reliable too. So yeah, by Suncom Technologies, or Suncom Incorporated. So yeah, if you can find these on eBay and you want to get an Atari 2600 going again in your home, this is the joystick to try and get, in my opinion. Oh, and by the way, for C64s, you use the same thing. You use Atari compatible joysticks. So they're good to have. My legs are sticking to the chair. All right. So this mystery host here is holding on to the top of the Vic 20 case. Oh, it's not that. And what it is the... All right, I should be able to just tilt this and then pull. Yeah, okay, that's all it was. That's amazing. So this is fully intact. Like all the little hooks on the bottom here on this 20 case are still good. They're not broken. These are usually broken when you get a, or at least one or two of them are broken if you get a machine. So this, there's something about the Vic 20 plastic that has survived better than the C64s. I think the C64s, as they were getting longer in their run life, they started, you know, using cheaper plastic molds. So this isn't as brittle. Like this is in decent shape. So yeah, I'm feeling more confident on using this for the project to make a fun custom color C64. So we just need to get this out of the base then of the Commodore VIC 20, because again this one, all right, I gotta put this, there's a safe spot up there, I'm gonna put this so this doesn't get broken. Oh, ad break. Hopefully for those who can still hear me with the ad break, I'm gonna do a be right back screen really quickly. I should be back in about a minute when the ad break finishes. Hey everyone. So one of the things I grabbed just to show you with how silly some of the things I put in my collection are. This is something I bought at the last Vintage Computer Festival, and I'm gonna try and get it to work. So it's a modem, and it's a modem for the Commodore 64 or the 128, and it would be so cool to dial into a BBS with this. And you're probably asking, do I still have a landline? No, but I have one of the voice over IP lines that can kind of work. It's just, it'll work for a while and then something will happen where the data will get corrupted and things. So, but doing it even just for a little bit and getting logged in is fun. So I kind of have an obsession with modems actually, because I used to, there's tons of BBSs out there still, Stuicus. You can, the fun thing you can do is just use Telnet on your Windows PC. You just go to open a DOS prompt, and if Telnet's not enabled, you just have to do it as a add Windows feature, and you can make sure Telnet's going to work. And by the way, my server rack back here, this purple looking server rack, I need to get a camera that I can like walk around with to show you all stuff. That there's a machine in there that I've got set up as a bulletin board system, and it's going to be called Maiden's Realm. Maiden's Realm. I should just call it the Retro Alcove because that's what my YouTube channel's this series of videos is called. But on there I'm going to have Trade Wars, of course, and then other MUDs to play. So I had it working already, but one of the things I need to do is have it over a secure VPN and have the, essentially I got it working and I got it tested and I was using it locally, of course. And then I even had it working where you could dial into it, but, well, Telnet into it, I should say. But the thing about having it open like that is it gets attacked constantly. The moment you turn on something like that, that's a Telnet port that's open on your machine, it just, there's hackers all over the place, or just scanners, people trying to scan your computer constantly for open ports. So putting it on like a VM or a virtual and a VPN is probably what I'm going to end up doing, so that I can still keep it live and keep it up and running, but I don't want to put my home network at risk. So I had built a pfSense router to take care of some of that security, and I blocked literally all of Russia from being able to get to that machine, and that did reduce it a ton. It's computers from Russia, China, and I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just the truth. That's where it seems like a lot of these things are scanning, just constantly trying to hack things. And it's not like they're even gonna, you don't even know if they're trying to do anything criminal. It's just people who do this kind of thing for fun, probably. But yeah, I want to do it right and have it so it can't get hacked and can't get messed with, basically. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Let me just show you. Still in its original box. There's the floppies with the software. So this was a really neat find at the Vintage Computer Festival, which, by the way, the next one in the Midwest is coming up in September. And it's going to be at a new location, much larger location, and I might have a table there for some of my stuff from my collection. I'm still waiting to hear back about the table. But all the original manuals are in here. And there she is. So I am hoping to use this and connect to some bulletin boards on a future stream or YouTube video. So if you haven't followed me on YouTube, please go over there and do so. I think if you do !YouTube, you'll get the link. But I'm super close to like the next milestone on subscribers. I think I'm near 3,000. So like last I checked, I was like 40 away from 3,000. So if you don't mind following me there. And since we're in show and tell mode, I was going to show you the type of device I'm talking about that I use to make sure things aren't constantly getting power and driving my electricity bill in this room through the roof. But it's power centers like these. This is an ancient one that I just got. I have to clean it up. Look how nasty it is. It is so dirty. But I just got this from Goodwill. It's a Proxima brand. So pretty awesome. See what the date is on it. Assembled in Mexico. $1991 actually, so newer than I thought. But yeah, that's gonna be handy. I've already got like 4 of those. Not that brand, but 4 different types of power centers. So you can see one's right there. Edward Snowden trying to telnet from Russia. Hey Kira Kun, how are you doing? For those of you who are Star Citizen fans, be sure and get in the giveaway. I'm checking the live chat on my phone from YouTube. Okay, so where were we? We were getting the VIC-20 motherboard out of the VIC-20 case. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because this VIC-20 needs some love. Let me show you one of the things I noticed that's wrong with it. There's corrosion right here. You can see, I don't know if you can see the green on the wire there. So that's a problem that needs to get taken care of. And potentially that'll have to be replaced. When it comes to the rest of this machine, it's probably all okay. Oh no, there was an issue, and you can't see it now because I took the top off, but the game port was non-functional, so the game port needs to be fixed. So that's 2 of the things. And you know what I might do at some point is do a custom VIC-20 case as well, since I'll be using this VIC-20 case for the special color Commodore 64 instead. But let's get this out of here. Where did my screwdriver go? Is it buried? Here it is. Hey there, the Delchi. Welcome. I'm gonna have to scroll on the music. Yep. Some of these screws have corrosion on them too. Like they're this one. See that? See that? How it's kind of nasty. This side's fine. So yeah, I don't know if some moisture got into this machine or what happened. It was stored in my parents' basement when the basement flooded, but it wasn't on the ground, so it probably was just too moisture adjacent, I guess. That's gonna be a tough one to get off. Let's see. There's my tiny screwdriver. You were just recommended my channel, Lance? You still remember the day you bought your first VIC-20, a game changer in home computing? Yes, exactly. Very cool. So one of the things I always kind of tread lightly on is telling people my exact age, but I actually, my first computer was a Commodore VIC-20 as well when I was very young, like 9 years old, learning to program on it in BASIC. And so I'm a 1970s baby. Right, we need another container for the VIC-20 screws. Should I just use a bag? Where's that other bag? This will work. 40 adjacent, yeah. 40 plus. And then some. One thing, G Sharp, that I don't even want to say it while live. Freaking AARP sending you things, making you feel old. Like, screw you guys, don't send me that. Wow, the magnet on that screwdriver doesn't want to pick that up. These are so handy to have. The little mini claw tool. There's my camera. There it is. So handy for tiny screws. Oh, that was Stuikis that said I'm 40s adjacent, yeah. Ooh, that one might be rusted. That's not good. I think this is why, so whatever moisture, ooh, yeah, there's even more corrosion. So whatever moisture got in this system, it was all kind of on this side. And this corrosion might just be from that being old, this particular piece, but there is corrosion where that screw was, and then what right here, this is looking corroded too. I don't know if you can see that right there. And then the game port is here near that area, so I don't know if that's why it's having an issue too, but yeah. So I don't think this VIC-20 is a lost cause. I think I'll be able to get it going again. It's just going to be another project for another day. The screw, however, might not want to come out. It's kind of stripping. Little tiny screwdriver doesn't want to do it. Let's try this one. There we go. Alright, so board's gonna be able to lift off soon, I think. Did y'all notice the C64 in the bottom of the screen, like right below me here? That was done by Mellow Graphics, my graphic artist. So she made it a MaidenAriana branded I don't know if that's legal, but yeah, it's a illegal C64 clone. So don't be mad at me, Commodore. Got the MaidenAriana logo in the upper left. There's the one that's still holding on here. Right, yeah. I won't be selling that image or I won't be putting it even on this computer. It's just an image. Oh, I do have, by the way, I'm going to show you all this. Check this out. This is one of my, this is an earlier model of the t-shirt available for the Retro Alcove. It doesn't have the name on there. So this was kind of a trial t-shirt. I might give this away as a giveaway, but all the future ones are going to have the words the Retro Alcove below it. I'll just leave it sealed, but I kind of want to show you all. So this is the Retro Alcove logo, but future ones will have the words in like an 8-bit style font at the bottom that says the Retro Alcove. So, but this was just to see kind of how that image looked on the t-shirt. So this will be a giveaway at some point, this particular t-shirt. Kind of have to fold it on the logo. Now I've done it. I have to do that later. We'll just drape it over my other chair here. There we go. Bring in another ad break. All right, let's get this off of here. One more screw. I think it's just tension holding on this. I don't think it's solder. This might need some desoldering to get it off, which I won't do live right now, but that music go. I do have both a soldering gun and a desoldering gun. That one literally looks like a gun. Oh, there we go. Success. Even the shields. Look at the shield on the Commodore VIC-20. it's just a good example of like how some of the quality starts to go downhill as the C64s went up in popularity and they try to rapidly make them. Like the plastic was more brittle, the heat shields, or not heat shields, the RF shields were like just cheaply done on the C64. So yeah, this machine will get worked on at some point and be on either a YouTube video or another live stream. But one of the things I want to do too is like check the voltages and all that stuff. And again, tonight getting the workbench ready to stream from, I was more concerned about seeing how the live stream goes and how the audio is and everything, and just kind of working from here once again. But as I go forward here with doing more retro content, I want to be able to have my other tools like the soldering gun and everything else and do some like actual fun work that you all can see with hopefully a better camera that isn't, you know, having trouble focusing. So I may put another throne wishlist item up there for a good camera for doing that top-down view of the workbench, where I can hit a button and zoom, you know, all the way in really good and focus on the motherboard or whatever I'm working on. So that's a need at some point to figure out too. Yeah, there's just so much to do when it comes to presenting the work you're doing when it comes to this kind of stuff well, where it shows up well on like a stream, because, you know, I can talk about it all day long, but if you can't also see up close that's funny. If you can't also see up close the components while I'm working on it, it like loses something. So I want to get to that point where that's happening. So, but yeah, the throne wish list thing at the bottom right now is just to finish off the last two items for the Elgato mic that would be in the corner here. So it's micro funding. If anyone wants to give to that, please consider it. All right. So this needs minimal cleaning. There is like probably dead bug parts that just moved in there. I was going to show you the bottom here. I'll have to vacuum anyway. Bug guts on my floor. I was just going to show you the asset tag here for the VIC-20. Or not asset tag. Boy, you can tell I work in the corporate world. There you go. Serial number P81501? P781501. Yes. So that's where she ended up. And I'm just gonna put this now kind of up high on my shelving here, out of the way where it won't get something set on top of it. So we want to keep it in good shape. All right, let's test fit this in here, even though I'm not entirely sure this is going to be the motherboard I use for this project, because we still haven't plugged it in and turned it on or done any testing of the power. And honestly, I want to do a little bit more research before I use a multimeter to test this. So that'll be probably the next stream I do, or a YouTube video where I test out the rails and make sure that everything's getting the power it needs at the locations it needs to be on for the different chips. And I want to systematically do that because, you know, rather than plugging it in and just hoping it's all working, I want to know if there's like a low voltage going to something and be able to deal with it. So yeah, so you can see how the C64 goes right into the VIC-20 case. The bread bin design really didn't change much. So the ports in the back still come through nice and easily. I think there is an extra gap, like on the C64 some of this was closed off, but that's not that big a concern. Like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then still good access to the power switch and everything else on the side there. 2 game ports instead of 1. On the VIC-20 it only had 1. I need to wash my hands. The dust and everything, they're feeling a little itchy. Anyone else have an allergy to dust? Because I do. Wow, it's already 9. I'm trying to decide how much more I should do tonight, because honestly we're getting to a point where I need to take a pause and look up some things. And one of the people I watch on YouTube who's very knowledgeable about C64s is Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement. And he's got a lot of good videos where he tests the power rails on here with a multimeter, shows you exactly how to do it all. And so I think I'm gonna, before I start screwing this motherboard into here and going with it, like I said, I want to test it out and give it a rundown the way he does, and just make sure it's going to be safe to use and function the way I want it to. Plus I also need to hook up a way to feed the video in to you all on a live stream, or I mean, I have the capture device and everything, but at the moment I don't have the length of cord needed for it all to come over here. So right now everything I have to be able to stream from a Commodore 64 or VIC-20 is all along that wall. So that's a challenge for being able to show output from this on the workbench. This is why I'm finally just kind of asking about using the throne thing to help fund some of this stuff, because when I built all this up and got this room ready after moving in, I was making it how I've always dreamed of having, like a sort of a retro cave, and I fully funded it all myself and everything, and it's at the point though where I can't keep spending money on it. So so if you're all interested in this stuff, and even if you're watching this later on YouTube or Twitch, if you want to help with that throne thing, that's awesome. But also just subscribing on Twitch or subscribing on YouTube, those are ways you can help. And then you can also go to my links page on my website, MaidenAriana.com. There's a way to give via Ko-fi.com, and other ways to just contribute if you want to, like if you want to see me do more of this stuff. So I hate asking, but it's costly, and I helped my daughter get through college, and now I'm living alone, and taxes went up and lots of other financial challenges are happening. So I'm just going to be honest about it. So all right, there's not much else with wanting to take a pause and test this later. I think I might take a pause and potentially do that tomorrow on the stream, or the stream tomorrow will be Star Citizen, and this will be saved for Tuesday to give me even a little more time to make sure I know how I'm going to test things and how I can show it better to you all. So we might actually end soon here. But the other thing I can do here, you know what, let me show you. The other thing I was gonna do is to go through the other 2 machines. I might as well open those C64s up and take a look, because this one, honestly, I'm so happy with how the board looks, even though, you know, the shipping damaged the original case. This might be the one that ends up in here. But here, let's get this off the bench for now, and I'm gonna bring over my other Commodore 64s to show you. So yeah, I essentially have 3 Commodore 64s available. This one has the box. So do you all want to see the original box? It's a little smelly. This old cardboard's smelly. That's what it looked like on the top. This might bring back memories for people too, seeing this stuff. Wow, a box. Probably because it's in here, but I wanted to show the back too, maybe. Let me just make sure I can open it. I can show the back without. This was always neat. Welcome to the world of friendly computing. That's what happens when you open the flap. Looks more beat up than your childhood. I didn't say I had a fancy box, but hey, at least I have a box. So this one, yeah, this one came without a power supply or anything, which is fine because again, I wouldn't use it anyway. The plastic on this one is, I wonder which one, I wonder which one actually is older. This serial number was. Ooh, nasty. Oh, the dirt in the box. Oh my gosh. Gross. All right, hold on. Let's shut that before. That's awful. Yeah, on camera they look similar, but what's funny, so you can kind of see different color keys. So there are different runs of the C64, and ugh. So gross. Oh my gosh, you probably heard that. That was my stomach. I need food. I'm gonna have to stop soon. All right, let's look at the bottom of these two at least. Are these the same height? Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're identical height and everything. So this one, this was the one that was in the box. That's actually, yeah, this is a pretty late run of it. It's 1,611,659 serial number. Made in the USA. And then this one, I think is older. Well, it's in the millions too. What did I say on that last one? This one is, oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, 1,866,290. 1,866,290. Did I open both these up and see how they look inside? 1,600,000. Okay, this one is newer. This one's newer. Okay. Newer. What is wrong with me? This one has an earlier run number, so it's the older one. My goodness. So this was the one, I just reversed which one was which, because this was the one that was on display back there, I believe. I kind of like the tan colored keys though. Sort of like a coffee with cream color. So one of these is going to end up going into that blue case I showed you all at the beginning. Well, an hour into the stream or so, from my son. And I think I would probably put this one because this would look good with the grayish function keys in that case, I think. I can show it again for people who got here later. So it's kind of a custom painted case that I got online. It was one that somebody who does this, they sell very well done painted cases. It said there was like a scratch on it and it was discounted, so I decided to get it. And you can see there is like some flaws in the plastic here, but I can just paint over that. And this is probably going to be one I'm going to give to my son, but use this keyboard from it, because that darker, this literally matches the dark gray on the top here much better. So that's going to be his, and I think I'm going to leave this. That looks so cool, paint it over like that. So that'll be his retro C64. I feel like digging into these right now and seeing how they look inside. I kind of do. I also don't want to, because I'm hungry, I don't want to make a mistake and break any of the plastic mounts for the screws, but let's at least open one of them. Nice and easy. Hang on. I need another container for the different screws so I don't start mixing and matching them. This is the kind where it holds on and I don't want to take the screw out completely. It might be. They did come out. Okay. My stomach is growling so bad right now. All I had to eat today was some leftover salmon that I had cooked up last night. I had like a whole salmon, a whole fish that I got from Instacart. It was like a giant slab of salmon, and so I cooked up the whole thing last night, ate some of it, and then saved the rest for today. And just had salmon and green beans. That's all I've eaten today. So I think it is just those three, and then I should be able to lift up at a slight angle without breaking the plastic in the back. And the keyboard's going to be plugged in, so I have to be careful. Big here. I haven't taken one of these off in a long time. Ooh, cobweb. Ooh, that's nasty. There's like a spider was living in this one. That's gross. I don't want to break the plastic hinges in the back like I was talking about on the VIC 20. Come on. Release. Jen doesn't want to go. So slaps. I just heard a little pop. Like one of them might have just broke. I don't want to break any more of them. Yeah, there's a trick to it that I'm forgetting to get that off. Like the direction you give a slight pull. I think I'm gonna have to check online, make sure I don't break this. It's been a long time since I opened one that wasn't already shattered from shipping. So, yeah, but I honestly, I'm starving everybody. So, just a quick, like 2.5 hour stream here, but this is the project. Like I said, I'm gonna, get one of these 3 motherboards from one of these 64s into that VIC 20 case. And I'm going to be putting the special keys on there just to make it more fun. And it's going to be all cleaned up. And I will then stream some games and things from it. And hopefully use that modem I showed on it as well. And we will, of course, be using the new brick that I got at the Vintage Computer Festival for this. So, but yeah, lots of fun stuff with the Commodore 64s coming up. So I think I am gonna find someone to raid though, and pass you all off to. Oh, thanks for adding that throne message. Or should I do that? I think you did that earlier for me, G-Sharp. All right. Well, I hope you all had fun kind of looking through some stuff, and like I said, this was going to be kind of mild when it comes to the actual changes in hardware, but it was good to do a stream from the workbench for a change and just get back on the horse, kind of. So I hope you all had a good night and enjoyed this. And if anyone's watching on YouTube, I'm so sorry. You're probably like, why aren't you responding? It's because the multi-chat plugin was not working. My stream PC is all the way in the corner there, and it's supposed to show me YouTube chat, and my only other option maybe would be to have another screen up with YouTube chat, and I can maybe do that next time. I'll figure it out. Somehow I'll be able to respond to both Twitch and YouTube next time. Alright, well, I'm gonna put the ending screen up and then find someone to raid. So, love you all. See you next time. And go follow me on YouTube and subscribe there, please, if you haven't. I want to hit that 3,000 mark. And that's where all the edited, shorter versions of these streams will go, and along with custom stuff. I do have one better camera. Sometimes I take video using my my GoPro, and that'll be up close stuff of my collection. And those are going to be made into some shorts just to kind of show my collection as a series of YouTube shorts. And so that'll be happening soon too. That's on my to-do list. I actually have my project dry erase board right here. You can't read it, I bet, but I have, it's filled with stuff I want to do. So lots to come. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Good night, Pagan. Good night, Kirikun. Good night, Lost Valor. G-Sharp. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. All right, we're gonna go to the ending screen. I'm gonna find someone to raid.